Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. So the first card you have, Aries, for today is the Star. This is number 18. So 1, 8, and 9 are coming through strong with this energy. This is E Major Arcana, and it's a very beautiful deck. I really like the image on this card. There is a spot out here that's flying. It's a little complicated, you know. It's a place. She's probably flying through some grasslands. She's flying. She has a message, you know. She's carrying a scroll with her, you know, in her beak. And on the scroll, it's so cute. It says, "A hunting we will go." So it's a really cute energy out here. This bird is shown in motion. The wings are upright, and she's taken flight. She's not really landing on anything. And then there is swords, you know, unexpectedly. I've never seen a deck which has swords in the star energy. And then there is a skeleton, you know, at the back, if you see. And then there's this white blooming flowers that's come out of it. So it's a very unique kind of energy. I feel that with the skeleton energy, it's about, you know, transformation, you know. So there is something that has transformed for you or is transforming for you. At the soul level, I feel Aries. Then, but here, a hunting we will go. This bird is still moving through. There's a lot of roots, there's a lot of bushes and flowers, you know, fully blown, entangled energy. It's not a very sorted kind of a bush or a garden, you know, it's a very entangled kind of wilderness looms. But this bird is still flying through that. And I feel that the universe here, the message for you, Aries, is to keep going, you know, because a hunting we will go on the stroll means that there is, you know, a little bit of an adventure spirit, even though adventure spirit comes through with Sagittarius energy, which is also your sister fire sign. But I feel that even with all of those entanglements, everything that you've got going, maybe these are duties and you have a lot of your time pressed for things, but, you know, just keep going, you know, enjoy, find the hope, find the joy in everything that you do, despite of what's going on. Keep it adventurous, keep your spirit adventurous, try new things. There's a lot of hope energy. The star itself, the base energy, the underlying current of it is keeping the hope alive, you know. And so there's also an energy of, I would say that, you know, it's, you've been through it, you know. I feel like you've been through it. You've been through a lot. And now it's that, you know, it's been a long time. I feel for you that you've been battling all of this. There's swords, which means that you've been looking for answers. Swords is all about understanding, learning, processing, clarity, and all of that. So mentally, you've been busy. Physically, you've been busy. At a soul level, also, you have been transforming. You know, it's a skeleton over here. So even though this message is not really for the star energy, but because the image shows a skeleton, I would say there has been a transformation at the soul level for you. And that's not easy. And that's why the star is here for you, because there is hope, there is faith, and you know it. So, yes, it might have been hard, but the victory out here, which is coming for you, the triumph, the win, which is coming out for you, it has been a struggle. It has been a long, drawn battle, but there you are at the end of the struggle. You've done it, you know. It's that kind of a vibe that I pick up. So I also feel here with the star energy, that you could be the star of the show, like for maybe in your corporate, maybe in your personal life or in your neighborhood, somewhere there is a star energy to you, which means the spotlight's on you, you're being recognized, you're being seen. You know, it's a peacock. You have the peacocking energy where people are watching you, people are appreciating you. You're, you know, and of course, like your core, your soul, your core level, the beast, everything that you were before has completely changed. I feel that your identity has completely changed here, Aries, you know, and you have turned into a realistic, more version, you know, 2.0, Aries 2.0. This is the Aries 2.0 version, which is emerging from this. And it's not easy to transform it to, metamorphosis, which I feel has happened for you, even though there's no butterflies. But that because of the skeleton energy, it's a similar kind of vibe where, transforming to the bear, to the soul level, releasing things and letting them go has been difficult, but you did it, It's finally there. So I do feel that for some of you, this could be like seeing the hope again, like things might, it's like that dawn before, after a long night, where you're starting to see the results. You're starting to see. Now, this could be even at a personal level. It could be at a professional level, like you've been working on something. Now you're starting to, see the light. You're starting to see some kind of results come in. Or this could even be like things that have been dormant for quite some time. You're picking it up, and now it's time for it to grow, to reach out to the world, to take that spotlight, to be recognized. For some of you, it could be a restart of some projects. But I feel that there is something out here, which is hopeful. Like maybe, there is like the hope can be in any area. It's going to be different for each one of you. Like if it's in regards to your business or the results or your promotions or your compensation or in regards to a hobby that you've been pursuing. Or it could be relationship-wise, somebody that you've had a long struggle with. Maybe now you're starting to see the hope in that. Or, maybe you have, there was a kind of a separation or a distance, a lot of misunderstandings, a struggle, and now you're starting to see that people are understanding where you come from, they're reaching out, they're talking, or some kind of reconnection also can happen for you. Now, because there is like a, this bird that's just flying around, if for some of you, there could be that you are planning to travel. Maybe you're going for some experiences, which is going to be a stellar experience for you, something unique place you want to travel to. So for some of you, it could be that as well, like, you're traveling to some beautiful places. Or it could be a traveling by yourself as well. But there is a restart, a picking back up of something, a hope coming back in a certain area. It could even be in the environment where you are, and maybe your company, lost hope. Like, when is this product going to finally launch? One problem after the other. But now, all the problems are being resolved, and the product is coming out, and you're starting to see that, that the product finally has hope. And it's going to be released soon. So for some of you, it could be at the company level as well. Or it could be your personal business as well. Like, if you have a side project and, the hope could be in any area. Something that did not go well is now starting to show up the results. And that could be in any area of your life, whether it's business, professional, your health. It could be for your health. It could be company-wide. It could be around the world, like, maybe you bought some finances, financial portfolio, and you're like, oh my God, it's going down and down. And now you're starting to see that, it's going up and up, or there is potential for it to go up and up. So there is a switch up in some area which disappointed you, and now you're starting to see the hope. So, yeah, it's a great energy here. I'm also getting ruins, It's like something that, it's like seeing the potential of things, things that were neglected or they lost the charm, and you saw the value in it. And you're like, nobody can see it, but I can see the value in it. So it's that kind. Like, for example, if you're buying a house and a lot of people are coming there like, oh my God, what this property is like bare bones, like it's really bad. And I'm going to invest into this and what's going to come. But you're like, no, it's the land, it's the location, which is good. So I'm going to buy it, I'm going to check this house out, I'm going to rebuild it. And there we go. We have a property and a beautiful location. This location matters too to you. That's for some of you. I'm just giving you a general perspective. I'm not saying Aries do like just that, but a general perspective of this energy. For some of you, it could be starting back up new. Maybe like you went to a new place, you relocated, and you're like, oh my God, it's so annoying to, finally do this or relocate again. But, all is done and you're finally starting to see that, yeah, this place could work out and this, there's hope for this. So new starts, new beginnings, new hope after disappointment, and all of that is, is a part of this energy. For some of you, this could be also about, I'm also getting a very, a peacemaking energy, so a peaceful peacemaking, creating peace in your inner world, or creating peace in your environment, or visiting peaceful places could be like, nature or something like that, walking, and just, be in areas that feel peaceful, by the ocean, by the lake, by the trees, or in some area in your house that feels peaceful, or some kind of meditation and spiritual practice that you could be starting to bring in that peaceful energy to you. This can be small steps that you're taking to, in your routine, like eating healthy, something that brings, wholeness in your body, or kind of sleeping more, or having some patterns of sleeps, or some massage and spas that make you feel at ease and relax and release of burdens, feeling lighter, and all of that. So for some of you, it could be ways of finding peace, whether physically, emotionally, spiritually. And I feel that these are also like, something that you thought was hopeless is now having hope again, whether it's in relations or whether it's in job opportunities, businesses, your school, college, market in general, something that you thought was completely hopeful is now, there's potential for it to come back again. Now I'm also getting an energy of you being the star, like, you shining. So people can see the brightness, see the energy, feel it. Whether it's your physical transformation that you're doing, or whether it's, I don't know, something about you, the hairdo, the look, something. Or maybe it's just upskilling even, you could be upskilling, where you are climbing up the corporate ladder because you have upskilled, a lot, and now it's time for you to shine. So for some of you, it could be upskilling and being in professions that put you on the spotlight, like you're being seen in some way. So it could be that kind of energy as well. The next card you have, Aries, for today is the energy of your neighboring sign, which is Taurus. Further, it says trust, patience, and sensuality. And over here there is a beautiful heart, like a very skeleton of the heart. Half the heart is skeleton, half is like, looks like a vase, but a little bit of a medical heart. There's roses coming out from that, and there are some roses are full in bloom, some are blooming, about to bloom. Lot of star energy, lot of star scanners. So very much star energy, just like we saw your opening message was star. And this is a continuation of it. And Taurus energy, which is second house, is a patient energy. It's the earth sign, and you are the cardinal fire. Taurus is a fixed earth. But here, I feel the overall energy is very Venusian related, a very sensory related energy for you, Aries, because you being ruled by Mars. You're a fast forward sign, right? You like to take it fast, rush through things. Here, this energy is asking you to slow down and savor it. Then also these roses coming are from the heart, which is like, the roses is the energy of Venus. It's symbolic of Venus. And roses have these thorns, they have beautiful color and fragrance and, everything good. So, and I feel that's the message here, because roses, some are in bloom, some are about to bloom. And, you can't control the timing. The roses take their time to bloom, and you cannot expedite that. So, being patient, because things are booming for you here, Aries. Things are working on time, and you just have to be consistent with it, enjoy the process, savor it. We saw the star energy for you, right? There's hope, there's light. So it's just don't rush through it, and things cannot be rushed. I feel that with that hope energy, things are coming back up, and things are growing here. The roses, if you see, the rose is growing, slowly but surely, and it will bloom. But it will take its time. You can't rush the process. So things are working, things are in process for you right now, Aries, and they will bloom. And especially with the roses, it's such a nice energy that they've showed that rose has thorns, and thorns are nothing but the things that pin us up, the pinpoints, the challenges, the hurdles that we face, Those are the thorns in your life right now. But at the end of it, it's the bloom. And it is, it's beautiful, it's fragrant, it's sensual, of course, beauty. So all of that. And also Chiron, the energy of Chiron. Chiron right now is in the Taurus. And that's, Chiron is the healing energy. So healing around Taurus themes, which is about self-worth, money, assets, and all of that. So financial healing, self-healing, self-worth healing are also on the forefront for you. Also, there's a lot of also, I feel that, Venus energy is all about aesthetics, beauty, fashion, style, relationships, positivity, and all of that are also going to be the themes for you in the next few days. So I just feel there's a lot of creativity, creative projects that you might be working on right now here, Aries, and I feel that the Taurus energy is asking you to slow it down. Just enjoy it, savor it. Don't rush into things, whether it's projects, whether it's vendors, contracts, relationships. This is not the time for you to rush. It's a time for you to first have solid foundations. You see here the rose is growing from the heart, but in general it is planted in soil, and it takes a while for the seed to become this full-blown. If for those of you that have planted roses, for a rose to become this big like that, it takes a few months, like 8 to 10 months or 1 year. Sometimes it takes longer than that. Depends on how big the rose branch or the bush is for you. So it takes time, and don't rush the process. Don't rush anything right now. So just take it one step at a time. Enjoy the process. Be very intentional about the energy that you put in. For some of you, this could be decorating projects, or gardening projects. You could be creating some crafty things, or just, taking care of your health. Sorry about that noise. So yeah, I think all themes of Venus and Taurus will play out, and Chiron also healing the mind, body, soul, physical body, even like right diet, eating, sleeping, hydrating, all of that. Some of you could be taking to massages, therapy of some kind, or just some crafts. Venus energy is all about crafts and beauty and decorating, architecture, all of that. For some of you, this could be land, land investment, property investment. Some places, I have a feeling that with the star card out there, you might be investing into places that you're hopeful about. See, the energy of Taurus is a slow energy, right? Things that build up over time, compounding, not the fly-by-night or flashy or those kind of wins. That's what the Taurus and Venus and Saturn, all these energies are slow moving and slow build up, compounding, cumulative, long-term energies that are playing. Those are the things staying up for you, Aries. So if you're investing in something which is long-term, slow build, compounding, that, and it could be in anything, whether it's projects, your business, your health, or your land investment, government investment, whatever that is, you might be investing into those things that will build and compound over a period of time. It might not appear like, oh, am I going to make any money out of this skill if I upskill, or I'm not going to see the results soon. But if you keep doing it consistently, if you keep, building on it, or if you keep holding the property for a long time, it might not appear very flashy right now, but later in time, where it compounds over a period of a decade, maybe, or 5 years or 7 years. 7 years could be 7, I read that about rose bushes, that the actual seed for the rose to become that big kind of a plant where there's lots of roses that are blooming, it takes about 6 to 7 years. And that's a fact. That's a sign effect fact. So for some of you, it could be that, because the roses are started to bloom. There could be something that you have started like a few years back that's now starting to bloom for some of you. But yeah, in general, slowness is also the theme, savoring things, like taking it slow, one thing at a time. For some of you, you could be slowing down, taking periodic breaks, or just enjoying, even meals today. People just rush through it, having meals in cars and standing here and there and finishing up, the fast meal that goes on. But I feel that this energy is also encouraging you to savor it. Like if you cook something, cook it nicely, sit down, savor it without digital presence and all of that. So engage with people, more physical presence, less digital presence, less digital distractions. Take those walks or enjoy therapies and all of that. So slow moving, enjoying. Friendships also is also a theme. Some of you could be investing in roses also, or rose-themed products like rose perfumes and things like that. A lot of aroma, also energy. For some of you, it could be aromatherapy. You're using a lot of incenses and aroma in your house. For some of you, it could be that. So Venusian themes are at the forefront. And even though rose are stunted, it still blooms. So even though there are challenges, things that you're working on, hurdles and all of that, you will overcome that with the star and the rose and the Taurus energy. Slow building, but it will bloom. So for your, I feel those are the primary themes for you, Aries. And the last card for today, Aries, you have is a message from Cosmos, and it says reality. It says, I am loyal to myself and to others. I take off my mask and stop creating illusions. I have confidence in myself and I show my strengths. I don't need to hide anything. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. Absolutely, it's the hope, it's the faith. It's just trusting yourself. This is the Chiron energy. You're not trusting yourself. You don't need to put on any masks. Just you show yourself as something else, or showcase as something else. You are you, and that's feeling confident within who you are, and knowing that, we all have weaknesses, we all have strengths, and if there is anything that you need to work through, you will work through it. And also, with the hearts coming out with the roses coming out of the heart, it's like everything you do, Aries, it's coming from your heart space. It's not a calculated mind thing that you're doing. It's something, whatever you do, it's coming out straight from your heart. So you're not creating any illusions. You are who you are. You're not over-promising, or you're not over-showing and overdoing anything. You know your strengths. You know your pace. You don't need to hide anything. You're living an authentic life. We saw that with the star card. There was a skeleton in that. Skeleton is like, down to the bare bone. So there's nothing you got to hide. You're just living your life like an open book. And the themes around shame will all be resolved by Chiron in Taurus. The self, or what I look, what I feel, and all of that will be resolved. And it's just trusting, yourself. You're capable of everything. The rose is blooming, and so are you here, Aries. So Aries, those were your messages, and hope they resonated with you. Now moving on to the sign of Leo. The first card you have here for today is the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is Earth energy. It's also a receptive energy, something, an energy that receives, because the work is done. The work meets the universe. I would say the hard work meets the timing of the universe. That's the Queen of Pentacles, very much. It rules the Capricorn archetypal energy, which is about hard work, perseverance, endurance, going the distance, consistent work. You might be putting in consistent work into something in some area. It's going to be different for each one of you, but if you look at the picture, it's a very rose gold, very abundant. Rose is a thing in here for the fire signs, like the rose color we had for Aries. There was rose rainbow here. Leo, there is like rose gold themes. There is bride out here. There's birds on her hands. There's a lot of green growth, flowers and all of that. So it's nature. That's the Queen of Pentacles energy. Nature, natural, non-performative. Also natural surroundings. And she's a bride out here. So I feel that she's, and there's nobody else in the picture. So she's wearing a bridal gown. And I feel like she's married to herself, or to nature, to these plants, to these birds, to herself. So it's like you trusting yourself, you having confidence in yourself. And Queen of Pentacles is somebody who can manage finances, who can manage everything, right? Home, finances, and everything else, and a bag of chips. So I feel you are in that energy right now, Leo, where you are managing the house, you're able to manage your family, finances, and even if, this is feminine energy, in today's times, the feminine energy has, growth in, high net worth women as well, that are able to manage finances, home, and everything, spinning so many wheels and still able to create that wealth that serves her family, and create that generational wealth. I've seen a lot of women entrepreneurs. This is an energy of women entrepreneurs also, like who are ready to serve, who are able to create wealth out of nothing. I've heard so many stories like that, and I feel that all sits with the Queen of Pentacles energy, where people are starting their restaurants or businesses from their home garages, and it's expanding in a decade. That business expands. This could be business related to food, because Pentacle energy Capricorn ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the planet of discipline, which means it has to be consistent work, constant nurturing, whether it's nurturing your crafts, your business, your home, your family, your health, whatever that is. And then the results and the abundance starts flowing towards you because you've been putting in the work. So I do feel that you've been putting in the energy, you've been consistent with your efforts, you've been working hard towards it, and now come the rewards for you. For some of you, because the Queen of Pentacles is also tending to the house. So for some of you, this could be, taking care of your family. Also, this is creating business around food, around decorating. You could be decorating your own house. Doesn't have to be a business. This could be home, land, decoration, gardens. This could be family, creating businesses, and also working in corporate, like in working hard, creating systems, because Saturn energy will enable you to create strong roots, strong, solid systems that will create a lot of wealth in the long run, not a flash in the pan kind of wealth, not one-off, not going to the casino and winning a lottery, not that kind. Something that you put your energy day in, day out, and then, the cumulative rewards of the cumulative effort that's what rules the Saturn and the Queen of Pentacles. So, but in general, this is a very abundant energy, feeling abundant. You don't have to be, in the performative, because she knows who she is. So when you're performing, it's like there is a problem with the self-worth. When you know your self-worth, you just enjoy it, live in it, and you do what you can best and leave the rest to keep to the universe, to bring you the abundance, for the people to see your value and all of that. So I feel like you're doing the work. You're not being performative or showcasing it. You're just doing it because you want to do it. And the universe will meet your efforts in that regard. So I do feel there is financial abundance. You might be, taking stock of your finances, budgeting and all of that, or upskilling yourself and starting our businesses that will bring in passive income or active income. This can also be taking care of yourself, so that you're able to put in the work into other endeavors of yours. Now, I'm also picking up very abundant and generous person. So you could be giving off a lot of your resources. You could be sharing it because you know you have enough for yourself. So this could be giving away resources, or this could be resources of time, energy, not just monetary. This could be that you're giving away your time, you're mentoring. This is also a mentor, So some of you could be into mentorship or advice positions where you share your time and knowledge with people so that they can grow their businesses, create more wealth in the outside, in the community, in the neighborhood, in the world. So Queen of Pentacles energy is also a very giving energy and also a receiving energy at the same time. So for some of you, that you could be working around gardens. There's a huge flower garden over here that she's tending to with birds. Some of you could be working in forests where bird sanctuaries, or neighborhoods in landscaping, or in your own backyard, bringing in flowers and cultivating or something like that. So, and that's what, the feminine receptive energy, they say, like, when you teach a woman, she go teach the world and create more knowledgeable people and, educate her family and all of that. And that's the feminine principle. That's how it goes. And the same for the Queen of Pentacles, like the businesses, the work that they put in is not just for wealth creation, but it's like, they give it back to the society, and they touch a lot of people, they touch a lot lives of people, inspiring and helping them create businesses of their own. Employing people, for some of you could have businesses within employing people as well. But a legacy, leaving a legacy, creating something that the next generations can enjoy as well. So for some of you could be focused on those kind of investments, into land or community, or generating income, passive income, But this is someone who does things because you really want to do it, not just for monetary needs. It's that your heart and soul are fully into it, and their energy put into it brings back the rewards. That's all the Queen of Pentacles is. So if you're doing something just for the money, it may not flourish. But if you're doing something from your heart switch because you really want to do it, that will bring in the rewards. Now, for some of you, you could be into philanthropy and charity and all of that. You might be giving away your resources, buying people food, donating items and all of that as well is the theme of the Queen of Pentacles. But a very grounded energy, having confidence in knowing their self-worth. It's not about flashy show off and all of that, doing things just because you want to do it. There's nothing performative about a Queen of Pentacles because this is a very rooted and grounded energy. And that's what will bring in the abundance to you. And that's what attracts opportunities. The frequency, when you match it with the universe sends those opportunities that allow you to become the Queen of Pentacles. Opportunities out of the genuine, heartfelt tasks that you have done. So will create and open for the doors and create opportunities for you. Also, for Leo, Jupiter is moving into your sign very soon. So Jupiter is the planet of love, growth, abundance, and it already starts to show the energy, specifically when it's about to move into a sign. It's transiting from Cancer energy to Leo energy. So I feel this is a very ripe time for you. And Cancer energy is all about nourishment. So whatever you nourish right now, whatever ideas you nourish yourself or your family, it will grow, it will expand. That's the energy of Jupiter transit. So write on a few things, get those things going, because those tasks, businesses, projects, whether it's on yourself, whatever you start, you put down, you solidify it. When you write it down, you make it solid. Not just thinking in your head. That's more air energy, right? Mental energy is air energy. But when you write it out on paper, it becomes more solid, becomes more material, more earthy. That starts to bring in abundance. So write on your thoughts what you want to create and start taking the first step towards it, because Jupiter will create the abundance when it moves into your sign. So this is a very good transition time for you to plan and take the first steps. But in general, this is a very nice, aesthetic, beautiful energy. I like the gold and rose gold energy to this. This is about beauty, being surrounded by beauty, decorating your homes, landscapings, living a beautiful space for yourself, for your family, and all of that, and cooking meals and all of that. So comes under the Queen of Pentacles as well. The next card you have, Leo, is the energy of the cardinal. And if you see the picture, there are all cardinal signs listed out here, starting with Aries first, the Ram, the cardinal fire signs, the brave initiatives, first steps forward, that energy, which is led by Mars, which rules Aries. And of course, the true Scorpio, but Scorpio is the fixed water sign. Then you have the cardinal water sign, which is Cancer. And for you, Leo, this is like, Leos are born leaders. So this is about leadership, which is compassionate, kind, compassionate. Then listed is the Libra sign, which is the air sign. It's the cardinal air sign. The beginner's mindset, the ideas, the thoughts, the process, the research and all of that to something which matters to you. And then the last life, which is here, is of Capricorn. That's the cardinal earth sign, something which is very structured, rooted, consistent, and all of those Capricorn qualities. So, and also there is this hand which is holding this light, the flame. Below it says instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit. So pioneering is what this energy is all about. Cardinal signs, cardinal energy is pioneering, taking the first step, making the first move, initiating something. From what I have learned, cardinal, the word cardinal itself, it comes from the word cardo, which means hinges, the hinges on which the door rests and moves around. So it's that pivoting point where the door moves. And I feel this energy for you is lighting that lamp. You see the hand that lights this candle. It's the initiation, even when it comes to festivals and all of that, it starts, the kickoff is by lighting this candle. So and you're the fixed fire sign. So this is also giving you the energy of the cardinal fire to start it and then to be consistent with it and sustain it. Because Leo, archetypal energy is the energy of sustaining, for going the distance, for putting in the energy, for keeping it steady. Now you're asked to be the initiator as well. So I feel that either you might be starting something out here, some conversations, some projects, or maybe learning something. Something new is starting out here, which you have been planning for quite some time. But here you have the courage now. This is giving you the courage to go for it. This is giving you the green light to go for it. So whatever you've been thinking, planning, preparing for, that's done. And now it's time to take the step forward, to take the first, action that will make it, that will manifest it, that will make things happen for you. You had the Queen of Pentacles energy, which is about doing, So when you do things, it's not just a preparation, it's the next step after the preparation. So when you do things and make it manifest energy, the rewards then come back to you. So you are definitely starting something or leading a project. Maybe it's something on your own. Maybe it's in private. Maybe you haven't showcased it or you haven't told about it to many people. Or this actually could be at your workplace. You could be taking up leadership positions or in workplace and corporates, in, your business. Or it could be even the next big step in your own creative projects, whether you have a lot of, maybe you wanted to write a book and now you're like, okay, I'm going to go edit this draft or find a proofreader, I'm going to publish it, So it's that step forward. But this can also be community events and projects. You might be leading something, or you might be stepping up to something. You might be organizing something. You might be and Leo is often connected to the media. So you might be into media, social media. You might be directing something over there, organizing events and things like that. Event management also comes under the Leo fire energy. So I do feel that these are the first steps you're going to take if you haven't started as yet. And for some of you, this could be stepping up into leadership positions. And, when it comes to the flame, it's like you light a flame and then other people follow suit. It's like, the pioneer energy is what? Heading into the unknown, creating something that other people are able to use later on. Like, for example, Pinterest. When it was not there, nobody knew, But once it came, then people were able to use that and then took it to the next level. Similarly, when it comes to cars, the first car came, and then so many cars came, and then so many models of so many cars came. So it's the first car that was spawned that led to a revolution, and further people, created it. Similar like electric cars. Somebody created one person. Then now there's so many electric cars. So it's the pioneering, something which a step into unknown. You create things which are not known to people already, something unique, something creative, something that's not available already, and you don't know how it's going to perform. So that's the energy out here. For some of you, you could be actually working and learning about some subjects like, robotics and the emerging technologies. There's so many going on right now, whether it's agriculture, technology in agriculture, or even just technology, or it could be, anything in academics. You could be learning something or creating new ways of teaching and learning and things like that. But that's the pioneering spirit we're talking about. Like, you go for it and then let's see what happens, and eventually people follow suit. It takes time. It's not a one-day thing. But then, once you start it and then it develops and next version, then when it stabilizes, then people are able to follow and create their own and build on their own and take it further up a notch. So it's that kind of a vibe here with the cardinal I feel for you here. So it's a good time. I mean, you don't have to wait for everything to be aligned or everything to be perfect. This is the, just go, get go, when you're running a marathon or a sprint, the whistle that blows for all the people to start running, that's the energy. It's like, go, So, and I feel that you will be strong. You will be strong. You will be able to, if it takes a meeting, you will be able to go ahead, draft up an email, and set up a meeting. If it's about getting funds or permissions, you will gather the courage to send this email out to people requesting for funds, their presence, and whatever resources is needed. You will have the energy to do that, which is very good. And I feel once it starts, then your energy picks it up and takes it to the end. So it's a very good forward momentum time, And when this energy strikes, things that you've been thinking about for ages and forever that you never thought will actually get started are now going to get started. So you might surprise yourself as well, Leos. But anyways, this is like, people also looking up to you for leadership qualities and for ideas and how you do things, your organization, your, leadership skills and all of that, will be inspiration to people. And of course, now is a good time because Jupiter is going to enter into Leo. So it's going to be a great expansion. And we already saw that with the Queen of Pentacles, new ideas that are going to be born between now and when the Sun enters your season, or Jupiter enters Leo, I'm sorry. That's the one that's going to just, it's going to expand whatever idea you start. And it has to be one, don't scatter your energy across 10 things. Don't start like 100 things together. It's just one thing, focused, dedicated energy. So yeah, all these work lives, past lives, these are called boss signs. So don't wait it out. Don't wait. There's nothing to wait. This is a green light from the universe. Go for it. Do the thing. Whatever needs to be done, to take care of it. For some of you, this could be also about building your portfolios. I always bring that up because finance is equally important. It's part of our growth in the physical material world. And Queen of Pentacles, you had that, is also very much connected to land, investments, properties, and all of that. So for some of you, you might be investing into businesses that are starting up, that are new, that are in the pioneering field, that are creating something that has not been created before. So some of you might be investing into those companies or creating portfolios around that. But it's a great energy here, to start something, to create that structure. Capricorn is like a structure, so you need a solid foundation. You need to be confident in yourself, and you need to be deeply connected to that thing that you want to stand. That's the one, because Cancer, nurturing energy. Jupiter is moving from Cancer. Something that's nurturing, something that you're deeply connected to is going to expand. Not something that is done for just fashion, bling and pump and show. No, something that's dear to you, a dear cause, a dear field, or a domain of learning, creativity, craft, whatever that is, something that you deeply feel about is something that's going to grow for you. Provided you take the first step, you do what's needed from you to make that first step the new beginnings. So yeah, great energy here to you. And the last card for today you have is a message from the cosmos, and it says, firmly believe. And further it says, I believe in myself, in life, in the goodness of God. Therefore, I have the ability to fulfill my dreams. The will of the Almighty supports me. My life is bathed in divine light, and my heart is open to the universe. Absolutely. Just a summary of what we saw, what we talked about, believing in yourself, having that confidence. The Queen of Pentacles has the confidence. You have the cardinal signs that have the confidence to start things, to explore. Trusting in God, trusting in the goodness of, your soul path and what the universe has for you, where all your dreams come true, they're fulfilled, and you know that you're supported all the way through. And there is a divine guidance out here, and it's because it's timing. It's the cosmos has planned it for you to receive and to get to start on something at this point in time. And, with your heart chakra open, it's like you're ready to give and receive. So Leo's great energy out here. Those were your messages, and hope they resonated with you. Now moving on to the sign of Sagittarius. The first card you have, Sagittarius, for today is the Two of Wands. And this is so hitsy. A little different energy from the traditional Rider-Waite deck, because Wands is a force fire element, which is yours. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius are the fire elements, and Wands is a fire energy. It's over here, it's a little different because there is no person out here as compared to the traditional Rider-Waite deck who's standing at the edge of the, on the rooftop and, with the two wands and trying to see the horizon and see where it's going and what needs to be done next and all of that. This is a little different connotation. There is a bird out here sitting on the crossroads. Yeah, these wands are crossed out here. And then there is this egg which it's piercing through, the egg which the bird cannot see from the top, but in the bottom, that it has already, the wand is already poked through the egg already. It's hatched the egg already from the bottom, right? But the bird cannot see it. The bird is right out there, And of course, the bird, if you see the expression, it's like surveying the horizon, looking far and beyond, which is very natural to a bird energy, right? It flies above, it can see the horizon, see the big picture, which the Sagittarian energy is also above, expanding horizons, looking beyond the current shores and all of that. And current planetary alignments are also just perfect. I feel this energy is so perfect for you, Sagittarius, because looking beyond and the horizons and expansion and growth, you being the Sagittarius, Jupiter being your ruler is already second nature to you. And the planets are like a summer solstice. It's the sun which is entering in the sign of Cancer. Well, right? Just a lot of planets that are entering into Cancer. Mars is there. Jupiter is heading from Cancer, transiting towards Leo. And, for you, 8th house, where Cancer, the sign of Cancer is your 8th house, which is the house of depth, of the house of transformations, especially. And I feel in this case, it could be financial transformations for some of you, or it could be just general transformations. And Jupiter is transiting those homes and those houses. And so this cross through, I don't think is a problem for you because you can already see the big picture, It's just about for you to set your mind to it and take that flight in that direction. So the bird being set in here is just like a temporary, because birds, how long can they sit? They fly away eventually, right? So it's a very temporary pause, I feel, just to survey. Like, what is the move? How should it be done? What will I get out of it? And all of that. So it's just a moment in time, a pause, temporary pausing moment where you want to see the whole landscape, right? And of course, the egg being there is huge, which means, and it's already hatched. Egg itself is the symbolic of potential. Potential which is already hatched. We are already got pierced through, which means that something that you have been working on is already set in motion. It's already ready. It's fully ready. The egg hatches when that potential, which is the little chicken side, is already ready. So something that you've been working on, which probably the world doesn't know about, is already ready. It's in motion. It's out of the egg. Stop. So it's out there in the world. So something is launching for you. Something is already out there into the world, and it could be in any area of your life. And it's going to be different for each one of you. For some of you, I feel that it could be in travel. Sagittarius is the sign of travel, long distance travel, learning. For some of you, it could be like going to universities, visiting places. Travel to unknown places, could be by yourself, could be, with a group of people, or could be to survey the land, could be to buy something, to start a business, to buy a land property. For some of you, I feel like it's going to be like investment into the far-off lands, like investment in some way, shape, or form. It could be financial investment, or it could be buying some stocks of companies that are in the farther places, not local to you, further places, further than you. Could be international, could be domestic, a little far domestic, even if it's domestic in the same country. So something far and wide that you're invested into, either financially or emotionally, spiritually. You could be, going to pilgrimages and traveling to those places as well. But it's the go, it's the pause before the go, it's the pause before the flight. It could be that you're in the creatives and something's ready and now it's taking flight. Maybe a business idea that you had, or everything's been planned, now you're launching the product, it's in flight. So the creation of thing is done. Now it's taking flight. It has already hatched. The bird cannot see it from above, but below you can see that the egg has already hatched. So yeah, something around, foreign investments, foreign travel. It can also be that, a crossroads means you have to decide between things, like which way are you going to go? Which way are you going to take flight? What are you going to be invested in? Maybe you have two ideas. Maybe you have two projects, two places that you want to go, or something like that, maybe 2 or 3, whatever that is. But there's a crossroad out here. But I feel that you surveying the horizon, you will come at a clarity and you will be able to move in that direction. Whether it's opening a business or whether joining a job or changing your domains, whatever that is, it's now available to you. That space is available to you. For some of you, you could be into space as well, like space ventures or working for companies that are space-oriented, or, maybe you're into space gazing, stargazing, or, telescopes and looking for environment, all of that. So for some of you, it could be that as well. But some business which is growing far and wide across the horizon, traveling internationally. You could be opening businesses and stores internationally. You're traveling for that same thing. For some of you, it could be investing, as a vision. Like, okay, I'm going to buy this lot of land. I'm going to create this so that in 10 years, it's going to turn into something bigger. So it could be that vision as well. Now, for others of you, this could be learning, growing your horizons, learning about things. Just reading that increases your own, mental horizons. For some of you, it could be that, joining courses, certificates, universities, and all of that falls under this. And choosing which way to go, choosing which certificate to have could also be something that you could be thinking about. But anyways, like whatever the plan is, there's a lot of activity, a lot of transits and movement. So don't get overwhelmed and scattered with your energy, Sagittarius. And as far as you can, stay grounded, because Two of Wands, especially at the summer solstice time, receiving this energy mix will make you a little bit anxious, But here the solstice energy also for you is asking you to take a step back and don't get overwhelmed, don't get anxious, take care of yourself, get grounded and all of that so that you're, so that you are fully calm, collected before you take that final leap forward or you commit to something, right? So you need that pause to just breathe, inhale, exhale, do that breath work, and, make sure you're ready for that flight. So, especially at the time of summer solstice, solstice itself means taking, the sun itself is going to be, taking a pause, right? In the pause in the sense that it's going to, now the days are going to get shorter from here, right? Summer solstice is the longest day, then it gets shorter. So there is a reverse cycle of the length of the day. So that's the turning point for the sun, right? The summer solstice time. So it is a turning point, and it definitely requires some kind of a pause from your side, Sagittarius, to just compose yourself, collect yourself, breathe out, exhale, and then take that shot, and then take that launch or go for that launch, and then leap forward and commit to it. The next card you have, Sagittarius, is the energy of the fire, and you are the mutable fire sign. Below that, there are blinds for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So all the three fire signs, like a giant energy available for you, Sagittarius, at this point in time. Further, it is confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. So that's exactly what the fire energy is, fire archetypal energies, and especially with the Sagittarius, it's like futuristic, future thinking, beyond the horizons, growth. There's boldness, there's confidence, there is escalation, there's this heart, look at this heart, it's burning bright, there's wings. So open heart chakra, the heart is on fire, the heart is lit up, and you're passionate, you're energetic, you are driven, you're creative, you're inspirational, all of that, this is a very unique kind of energy available to you right now, Sagittarius, and I feel that it's going to fuel your growth. We already saw that, the egg hatching. There is forward momentum, there is growth, there is positivity, and you're happy, you're excited, you're optimistic, Aries have the hope card, the star card, so there is growth, there's hope for growth and, expansion. That some of you could be invested into growth and expansion, whether projects or your own self, expanding your horizons. It could be in any ways, by learning, by going out there, socializing, or, growing your businesses and products, or escalating in your corporate as well. But it's something which is like, you're driven, you're optimistic, you're fired up, and people see that confidence. People see the forward growth in you, the ability to plan things, to move forward, whether it's creative endeavors, businesses, whatever that is, you have the energy, the strength, the passion, the optimism that, things will fall into place, when and as they have to. So I also feel that, I just feel that, you're passionate about something moving forward, and you're ready to bring it out, to launch it, to grow it, to talk to people. Maybe some of you are talking to people, or marketing your products. For some of you, it could be moving to different far distant lands, or, traveling for business, for pleasure, or for expanding your business or properties or land or something like that, or even finances in the far distant horizons. For some of you, it could be that as well. Um, yeah, I mean, I just see, there's white wings here, which is peace. So being fired up is not just about being aggressive. It's about, keeping the peace as well, like peacefully moving forward. Um, for some of you, it could be like you're fired up about a cause, it could be social cause that you're standing up for, fighting for, but in a gentle, peaceful way, not to be aggressive or negative or something like that. For some of you, it could be supporting social causes as well. Or it could be some cause that, that you are creating for. For some of you, it could be that launching projects or products for certain causes and supporting certain causes. And the current trines, the planetary placements are all supporting those initiatives for you here, Sagittarius. So it's a good time to not sit around, but to just go forward. And don't think you are sitting around. I feel that you're full in motion, in, taking that leap, doing the things, very passionate. And nothing wrong with being passionate or, always connected to your heart space. And I feel that's your superpower right now, Sagittarius, to move forward, to do what you want to do, to be driven. And solstice time is like the maximum charge available to you. Also with the current Jupiter and Mars and Mercury and transits around Leo and Cancerian themes, it's like causes that are near and dear to you, growth and expansion, shining yourself, shining bright, and, breakthroughs with the Two of Wands. You had breakthrough energy also available to you. So setting a direction and taking the leap forward, that energy is fully available to you right now. And the last card for today, Sagittarius, you have the message from Cosmos, and it says victories. Further, it says, I have grown in the universe, and I have discovered the higher wisdom that guides me to the victory. I direct my thoughts to clarity and cultivate wisdom, love and kindness within me. Now I am free. Yeah, so it's, like I said, it's the themes are growth, expansion, not thinking, not stagnating, and higher wisdom. Of course, Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter is always about higher self, higher wisdom, and there's growth, there's victory, and, sometimes victories aren't just for the outcomes. It's about you being able to walk confidently the path that you want for yourself, that's victory in its own right. And with the clarity you have, with the board vision, there's a lot of clarity and high-word thinking and a lot of wisdom, energy, and the heart chakra is open. Love, compassion, and kindness is all there, and you're passionate and you're free. Yeah, once your heart is away from shackles, the walls have been released. That's the freedom, Sagittarius. It's amazing. Good energy here. Great messages, and hope they resonated with you, Sagittarius. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.